Hello and welcome to this presentation. My name is Nicolas Schilardi and I work for Shopware in the Global Account Management. At Shopware we provide e-commerce solutions for small, mid and large market businesses. As an account manager, I take care of the sustainable maintenance and expansion of customers and partners. I studied International Business Administration and Economics at the University of Münster and the TEC de Monterrey in Mexico. And I have 6 years working experience in international fields. Also, I work currently as a lecturer in business administration at the University of Applied Science in Münster. I'm happy to have this presentation today, and I would like to talk to you about the purpose of clouds for your future. Why do we need to know about cloud technology? And why is it important for you as a shop manager to understand the technology and to know the advantages and disadvantages, as well as the differences to other solutions and the opportunity the cloud computing offers? Answers to that I will provide to you today, and I hope to add some value to your knowledge. Some of you may associate with clouds a nice rain, heaven, or even paradise, or maybe an upcoming interesting technology for the e-commerce world. But others may think that cloud means something unknown, or a thunderstorm, broken windows, a hurricane. Some of you with more insights in e-commerce think of clouds as an unknown and complex technology, or even an unsecure technology. I've even heard that a digital apocalypse led by Amazon, Google, and Microsoft and IBM lies behind this cloud technology. For the world and the ecosystem, clouds are very important. Because clouds carry water. And we need water. We need water to live, and we need water to grow. You need water to grow. So let's talk about your freedom to grow. If we now look at it from an e-commerce perspective, we could exchange the word water for data. Data is a very important subject in information technology and key when it comes to cloud technology in e-commerce. Because cloud technology is all about managing data and computing capacity. Let me give you an interesting fact. Around 80% of the world's data cannot be analyzed because it's on an internal system and not in the public domain. Cloud computing might change this, according to the IDC. The agenda for today is this. First, I would like to get on the same page with you and clear up definitions as for cloud itself, but also for other definitions regarding cloud, for example, software as a service, shortened here in this presentation as SaaS. Also, we're going to have a look on the growth path of the cloud. Afterwards, we will get deeper into software as a service in e-commerce, as well as the purpose of SaaS for you and your business model. In that context, we're going to have a look on the pros and cons of self-hosted and SaaS solutions. First, let's clear up something very important. In e-commerce, we often talk about cloud, referring to our products and software, but we actually mean software as a service. Since mostly software as a service uses cloud technology, it is often used as a synonym in e-commerce, which is not entirely correct. So let's have a look on the definitions of cloud itself and software as a service and get on the same page. Cloud means the use of IT infrastructure and services that are not kept on site on a local computer. They are rented as a service and accessed via the internet. So cloud computing is often explained as a computer inside a computer, or as we use the internet as a computer. This is an explanation in very simple words. In other words, cloud computing means that you have multiple computers, and these computers are harmonized and arranged together so that they function as one computer. From the outside, this looks like you're getting access to one computer with one operating system running, like in the self-hosted environment. But actually, the user has access through a sort of virtualization. One of the characteristics of cloud computing is that you can tell your provider to give you more CPU power when you need it. That happens automatically. In the self-hosted environment, if you need more CPU power, somebody has to physically install more servers for you. In e-commerce, we differentiate in different services which all use cloud computing as the essential technology. Mainly, we talk about software as a server, infrastructure as a service, and platform as a service, and they all kind of sit in the cloud. More about the services in the next slide. But let me already tell you this. SaaS is only software delivered to an end user from a cloud environment. Again, in e-commerce, we often talk about cloud, but software as a service is meant. I would like to already introduce you to Clara, Henry, and Sabine. And they are small, mid-market and enterprise shop managers interested in cloud and SaaS solutions, and they're interested in understanding the relevance of this technology and services for their businesses. So summed up, cloud gives Clara, Henry, and Sabine a pool of virtualized resources, and through SaaS, the possibility to virtualize their software and hardware. So imagine there would be a store for these services and you would need a SaaS solution. Then you would go into the store and say, I need one software, for example, Shopware 6, to set up my shop. For a platform as a service, you would have to ask for a computer with tools. And for infrastructure as a service, you would have to ask just for a computer. Software as a service uses the internet to deliver applications which are managed by third-party vendors to its users. A majority of SaaS applications run directly through your web browser, which means they do not require any downloads or installations on the client side. To get it visual, when we watch at integrations such as applications, data, middleware, servers, storage, and networking, we can say that in SaaS, it is all managed by others. While in platform as a service, some of them are managed by others, as servers, storage, and networking, for instance, and some are managed by you as applications and data. Platform as a service provide cloud components to certain software while being used mainly for applications. Therefore, PaaS delivers a framework for developers that they can build up on and use to create customized applications. Infrastructure as a service are made of highly scalable and automated computing resources. It is fully self-service, accessing and monitoring computing's network storage and other services. Infrastructure as a service allows businesses to purchase resources on demand and as needed instead of having to buy hardware. And to understand the difference to self-hosted, that is software that's installed in the same building as your business or together with a hosting partner. In self-hosted environments, you manage all of the integrations. When you self-host the software, you have your own product on your own servers, so you're more flexible and have more control. Often in e-commerce, shop managers work together with a hosting partner, so in that case, it would be on their servers, but still on private servers. Let me give you an example of one of the main differences between SaaS and self-hosted. When you install or even program an extension for your software on your computer, you have your own individualized software. But that is only on your server, your product. With SaaS, you cannot do that directly, since SaaS is kind of a visualization. When you use SaaS in e-commerce, you have a more standardized product, but you have less complexity with, for instance, automated updates. The underlying physical servers are still housed within data centers and so benefit from the security measures that those facilities implement to prevent people from accessing or disrupting them on site. But you have no direct control where the data is physically stored. We will have a deep look on the pros and cons of SaaS and self-hosted later on. Now, let's have a look at the growth path of cloud and therefore SaaS to see the importance and the effect that these services and technology might have in e-commerce. The cloud is one of the oldest symbols of information technology and as such stands for computer networks, the inside of which is unknown. In modern terms, the inside of the cloud is known and available. In the early 90s, some personalities in the IT industry predicted that computers would be distributed over the network, that is, that cloud computing would emerge as soon as the technology was ready. The time had come in the late 90s. In 1995, the GMD, today Fraunhofer FIT, presented the BSCV, a system that today would be referred to as the cloud, but was not named cloud back then. Web-based documents could be uploaded to folders and shared with others. The cloud market is developing away from an infrastructure as a service application towards multi-cloud and hybrid cloud applications, which according to the IDC analyst will replace 85% of corporate IT in the next few years. Cloud technology is therefore moving very fast, and many everyday platforms are using it, as for instance Amazon, Facebook, and Netflix. The most common belief is that at a tech conference in 2006, who else? Google CEO Eric Schmidt was asked about Google's new online service. In response, Eric stated, and this is a quote, "It starts with the premise that the data services and architecture should be on servers. We call it cloud computing." This was probably the first time that technology was named. Let me tell you a little story of a technology with high promises that was disruptive by the cloud technology. For many years, the home video was accessible through VHS, over 30 years almost. Then the high-promised DVD came along and substituted the VHS technology very fast, as most of you probably remember. But the cloud technology allowed streaming via the internet, and therefore didn't take much time until nobody used DVD anymore. And now, through the internet, the cloud, and the cloud, everybody is using Netflix, Prime Video, and Apple TV, and so on. But this is just an example how disruptive a new technology can be in the IT world, and therefore maybe in e-commerce. So who is offering cloud technology and who is using it? It is offered by big players in the IT world such as IBM, Amazon, Google, and Microsoft. So now the importance of the difference between cloud and SaaS may get more clear, since these are companies offering cloud technologies so that other companies do not need servers and so on, and these companies are using cloud computing to offer their customers a software as a service. These companies are, for instance, email providers as Outlook, video streaming services as Netflix, or music streaming as Spotify. And in the e-commerce world, for example, Shopify and Shopware provide software solutions using cloud computing. So let's jump into that e-commerce world. How is the market for software as a service evolving in e-commerce? In the present and the near past, we can see this visualization of the distribution of self-hosted and SaaS solutions in the e-commerce world. Here, the enterprise sector are almost entirely in the self-hosted editions, while startups and small businesses are using software as a service already, and this is increasing. We are starting to observe that more and more companies in the mid-market sector and the enterprise sector are moving towards SaaS solutions, and perhaps even more suitable for them, into platform as a service solutions. The all-over number of online shops is increasing in total in the world, so this is a visualization and doesn't mean that the number of self-hosted shops is decreasing in the moment, but the future might look different when looking at these distributions. Let's have a look on e-commerce solution providers and whether they offer SaaS solutions and/or self-hosted solutions. Many e-commerce solutions providers are offering the products as self-hosted as well as SaaS solutions. As said, they use cloud technology to offer software as a service. These are, for example, Shopware, Magento, and Oxid, and some even only offer SaaS solutions, as for instance Shopify and Spryker. But let's dive into your future as well as why it may fit your criteria and therefore is best for you. So how does your business model look like? As I presented to you before, these are Clara, Henry and Sabine, who represent different business models in different business cycles. There's Clara, who is a startup. Henry is a mid-market shop owner, and Sabine works for an enterprise company. We cannot tell them which solution they should go for, but we can show them what questions they should have answered when it comes to deciding what's the best solution for them. Of course, it depends on their business model and their individual necessities. But for instance, the requirements for Clara could be a simple setup of her shop, of course, without hosting issues and knowing that if her business grows, her shop can grow with her. For Henry, for instance, the scalability is also an important issue, but he wants to have the certainty that his shop has a high performance and that he can control it at all time. An enterprise customer, Sabine, needs a maximal customized software because her customers have individual requirements since she's a B2B online shop manager. Therefore, she needs to develop her own extension and integrate those into her software. Hence, whether Clara, Henry or Sabine decides for a SaaS solution or a self-hosted solution is entirely up to them and their business model and their special needs. That is why we need to have a closer look into the pros and cons of SaaS and self-hosted solutions. In a SaaS solution, you will often find as an advantage less complexity, which means that you do not necessarily need to have much IT know-how. So it gives you the opportunity to get fast into the market. Also, you as a shop manager will have a location-independent access as well as cost depending on the use. With cloud hosting, it is easy to grow and shrink the number and sizes of servers based on the requirement. In other words, with SaaS, you have access to computing power when needed and therefore you pay per use of your shop, of course. One of the most important pros is the possible scalability. This ability to alter plans due to fluctuation in business size and needs is a superb benefit of cloud computing, especially when experiencing a sudden growth and demand. As many e-commerce providers like to say, the cloud grows with your business. Also, for many SaaS solution customers, the included update is an advantage. On the disadvantage side, we have a certain dependency on the provider and no access without internet connection, of course. In some cases, there is a limited functionality. And since the costs depend on the use, there is almost with every SaaS solution provider a revenue share. The data of the shop lies on the provider, which might cause uncertainty with one another online shop manager. So for individual and special legal reasons, the SaaS solutions might not fit for some of you. With self-hosted, you have maximum control and adaptability of the product and better set of your e-commerce solution. You also do not depend on external providers for the software itself. The privacy and security is more transparent in the self-hosted solution. Therefore, the whole data security might for some people be a crucial argument to decide whether they go for self-hosted solution or for SaaS solutions. Also, the access is independent of the internet connection. Looking at the disadvantages, we have high implementation cost, mostly longer time to market, and a certain IT know-how is needed in most cases. Also, the hosting, the updates, and the maintenance cost higher cost after going live with your shop. And the operational risk in the event of a shop failure lies only with the company. We at Shopware have set ourselves the purpose that we want to bring outstanding digital shopping moments into everyone's life. And for that, we promise through a brand to give you freedom to grow. I would like to point out again the scalability is a very important advantage in the cloud and SaaS environment, since you pay only when you use it. Your shop can grow within the cloud, and it gives you the freedom to grow as fast as you need it. That is why we at Shopware offer for every business model in all business cycles a maximal adaptable solution. We want to make the entire growth spectrum representable with one technology. We offer with our Starter, Professional and Enterprise Edition self-hosted and cloud solution for all business models. Within our edition, it is always possible to update your higher edition and therefore to grow as fast as you want to. Having said that, Henry, Clara and Sabine can adapt their shop necessities quickly and easy with all different products without having to change the technology. Through our large ecosystem, we also offer plenty of extensions to customize Shopware depending on your shop's individuality. At the end, let me mention that we at Shopware are on the way to also offer a PaaS solution for large and mid-market e-commerce solution customers. We have set ourselves the purpose to offer Shopware as a platform and therefore to give a PaaS solution. As we saw before, the market trend is showing that PaaS is a practical solution and the service is growing in e-commerce. The capability to have a software that is scalable at any time is going to be one of the advantages when using Shopware PaaS solution, as well as cost and time saving. Our PaaS solution is going to be maximal customizable, and we guarantee more than 99% uptime service level agreement. I'm confident that you can now answer yourself the questions why it is important to know about cloud technology and why it is important for you as a shop manager to understand this technology and to know the differences, the pros and cons, as well as the opportunities that cloud technology offers in e-commerce. I sincerely hope that you took something productive out of these presentations, and now feel free to grow with or without the cloud, whatever fits you better. Thank you very much for your attention, and if you have any questions, I will be pleased to answer them, and of course, you can call me and my colleagues directly at Shopware whenever you need.
Mein Name ist Daniel Buchberger, ich bin Head of E-Commerce bei Dorothee Schumacher. Dorothee Schumacher ist eine Luxusmarke im Damen-Oberbekleidungsbereich mit Sitz in Mannheim und nun fast 30-jähriger Geschichte.
Hallo, mein Name ist Volker Will, ich bin Gründer der Superreal GmbH. Wir sind eine Agentur, die sehr, sehr stark auf Fashion- und Lifestyle-Brands spezialisiert und fokussiert sind. Und wir betreuen Schumacher seit 2011, machen mittlerweile jetzt den 4. Relaunch und macht Spaß. Also E-Commerce für Schumacher ist in erster Linie Digital Branding. Das bedeutet irgendwie, der Kunde hat ja eine Customer Journey und die hat sehr, sehr viele digitale Touchpoints. Und in dem Kontext ist halt der Online-Shop ein zentraler Touchpoint, der nicht nur für den Vertrieb verantwortlich ist, sondern eben vor allem für die Marke und die Emotionalisierung der Marke.
Auf Shopware sind wir eigentlich gekommen, weil wir nach einem wahnsinnig guten Content-Management-System gesucht haben, was das Storytelling und die Produkte einfach näher zusammenbringt. Zudem haben wir ein System gesucht, wo wir selber, ohne jedes Mal eine Agentur mit ins Boot zu nehmen, selber ganz viel in-house steuern können, was wahnsinnig viele Möglichkeiten, intuitive Bedienungsmöglichkeiten im Backend bietet.
Und wir reden jetzt hier über eine Luxusmarke und eine Marke, die Luxus verkauft oder letztendlich als DNA hat, die kann nur vom Storytelling leben. Und letztendlich ist unserer Meinung nach Shopware das beste System auf dem Markt, was out of the box ein Content-Management-System mit integriert, was es so nicht gibt auf dem Markt.
Ja, hallo, mein Name ist Martin Heinzmann, bin Geschäftsführer bei Hagemeyer in Minden. Hagemeyer ist ein Modehaus hier in Minden mit 3 Filialen in der Region. Ich bin zuständig für die Digitalisierung, nicht nur zuständig, sondern mit Leidenschaft für die Digitalisierung zuständig. Von der Shopsystem-Ausrichtung her war ich immer unterwegs, nach einem getrennten System zu gucken, also Frontend, Backend getrennt. Weil für mich immer so diese Webseiten, wenn man Firmen besucht hat, die Shopsysteme programmieren, hat man das Shop-Frontend immer gesehen, so ja, auf einem Bildschirm, an einem Schreibtisch. Aber die Mehrzahl unserer Kundinnen hauptsächlich bestellen eben mit mobilen Geräten. Und da kam halt dann auch eben Shopware mit der neuen 6er-Version ins Spiel. Die Neuentwicklung, die ich fand damals in die richtige Richtung ging. Also ein Shopware 5 zum Beispiel wäre für uns aufgrund der Ausrichtung nicht in Frage gekommen.
We don't want to be one of the biggest online shops, but we want to be like a really niche market shop, and we want to be good in leather. Expansion in other countries is for us a very important topic. So niche markets like Greece, Denmark, Sweden, as a supplier of leather goods, quite important. In Shopware it's quite easy to put up a sub-shop and set up another shop in another country. Most of the plugins are already there to actually get it translated, the most important things, and then our team just fulfill all other product article descriptions, and that's it. Right now the biggest difference is that we can do nearly everything by ourselves. So if you have an idea and your own team can actually manage it to develop it on the website and it goes so quickly, then it's perfect. That's how it should be. By developing our own in Shopware, we actually have more resources to go on other markets, to expand into, for example, the Netherlands and Denmark or Sweden, which is for us a new input and, of course, more turnover. Our conversion rate went up in France and Switzerland, and we're very, very happy about that, especially also in mobile. The mobile using from Shopware is so much more simple, so we can think it's probably because of that. You know, by developing our own, we have to find structures, and of course, in the beginning, it doesn't go the right way. So our website was down for 4 hours and we were sweating, and we had a phone call with Shopware support, and yeah, we got it run again. And to have this moment where you actually call someone and he helped you immediately, great experience.